What's up, guys? Scott Lowe here. I'm here with Anthony Gallegos.
Hello.
And we are going to break down the new Battlefield 3 gameplay trailer. As you can see, we've got some staticky effects in the beginning. You can't really make much out there. It's just kind of like the silhouettes of other people. But if you're looking right now, you've got the full kind of glimpse at what gameplay will entail. You've got, a soldier climbing out of an unknown vehicle. It could be a helicopter, it could be an APC for all we know. And into this kind of like massive expansive level with a bunch of other soldiers in it.
Likely an APC the way he's coming down a ramp and you can see the other APC in the distance.
Yeah.
And him in the way that the guys are outfitted, such as the guy that's in the center of the screen right now. You can see he has a saw, and with their uniforms and them coming out of the APCs is indicative that DICE has really done their homework of putting together a Marine First Recon squad.
Yeah, so again, you kind of get a sense of the scale of the maps and the kind of number of characters within a scene. Again, this is all gameplay material, so you can actually, get a sense of how big they're going with this, and this is definitely going to be a big game. So kicking forward a little bit, we are looking at some sort of kind of tactical planning meeting. If you check the map a little bit, if you zoom in, you can actually see that this is what appears to be Tehran, Iran. So yeah, that is one of the kind of established locales of the game, which also include Paris and New York. But again, Anthony, you could speak a little more to kind of the equipment in this scene, the Recon.
The squad leader in this scene has an ACOG scope, which, from our resident expert, was explained to mean that, you are the squad leader, and that is why you have an ACOG scope, because your position is to determine lines of attack and point out enemies rather than be in the front line. So there is possibly the idea that you'll be commanding a squad. Even again here in the next scene, you're behind everyone. Up in the middle, we can see a comms guy kind of in the middle keeping everyone together.
Yeah.
But really, you're the guy in the rear tying everyone together and potentially ordering them around.
And again, in this scene, you can see the real full force of Frostbite II, which is DICE's brand new engine. You've got particle effects in the background with the light exploding. You've got dust falling from the ceiling that gets the rays of light kind of dynamically flowing across the entire map. It really is a beautiful looking game from what we can tell here.
In this next scene is where we kind of get a good first look at the Ant
engine.
Engine that they're implementing to see how realistically they can make the characters move.
Yeah, so you're getting a really fluid kind of one swift motion with the way the soldier impacts the door realistically with almost sort of a sense of force. And then you cut down to this hallway, this alleyway running. And if you take a look at the gun here, you can tell the detail of the Frostbite II engine with the kind of scratches in the gun stock, as well as down towards the scope. And at the end, you can actually see a flashlight attached to the barrel of the gun or the grip of the gun, which leads us to believe there could potentially be an extensive modification system, in terms of adding on lasers or flashlights or even suppressors to your weapons. So again, the effects of Frostbite II are in full force. You've got this next scene where a soldier gets hit by what is can only be assumed to be some sort of sniper shot. You've got dust flying off of his uniform and blood spattering through the back. And one of the things Anthony and I were most impressed with was the kind of animation of the soldier falling. The gun actually falls out of his hands, which is pretty uncommon for games.
It's kind of disturbingly realistic.
Yeah. So yeah, cutting ahead a little bit, we've got some sort of continued scene. Obviously, we don't know the chronology of this this trailer, but what we can only assume is the same city. Again, the sense of scale is amazing, and the detail and the weapons and the Frostbite engine are insane. You can actually see the reflection of the environment in the scope, which is pretty cool.
Clear, and again, like you were talking about with customization, here you can see it's not the same weapon. He has a cloth wrapped around the end of his stock, so I don't know if it's because he picked up a different gun or if you do indeed play as other characters.
Yeah. So, okay, moving forward a little bit, we've got a pretty intense battle scene. If you look at the palm tree, the effects that are going in, the kind of the physics engines where the every little kind of leaf in the palm tree's frond is actually blowing from what could either be some sort of helicopter or explosion. And you also get a first look at another kind of gun attachment, which of course is the holographic sight. And if you freeze light right here, you can actually see the bullet casings flying out with their own kind of lighting effects. I hate to keep stressing it, but it is really a beautiful looking game. So yeah, jumping back a little bit, you see the return of the kind of the crazy animation system of each player, like falling through the grate, and then here you're actually, the return of prone to the Battlefield franchise.
Which was gone in the Bad Company games.
Yeah, you could only crouch. So here you've got like a full prone shot, and again, a good glimpse of the detail of the weapons.
And a little bit of destructibility here with the Frostbite engine as the cover is blown apart.
Yeah, every little brick and piece has its own kind of its own physics, and they're just flying all over the place, which is pretty amazing. So, you stand up there and you get a full glimpse of some sort of hotel. Again, we can't really determine what locale this is specifically, but, again, this is a pretty aggressive, pretty open kind of scene here. You're firing upon a hotel that is, obviously on the other side of a street, so the scale of the map is a little less linear than probably some other shooters out there. So, yep, and then you cut to the actual Battlefield sequence with a loud booming kind of theme there. Fall 2011 release, of course. And then, what was that? One last punch to the face from a guy amidst a flurry of J.J. Abrams lens flares. If you actually look, his wrist is a little dented here. Like, he's got a pretty weak punch. So, so yeah. So that pretty much wraps it up. Again, you got this screen here. The Back to Karkland expansion pack is coming with a pre-order edition, which of course includes 4 kind of retro maps that are being quote-unquote reimagined for this game. So more details on that when GDC rolls around. So stay tuned for updates.